I'm out here on my noontime walk, lunchtime walk. It's a beautiful lake and park near our home. My noontime communion with God. You know, Daniel prayed 3 times, morning, noon, and night, to stay connected to God. Had his alone time with God. I hope you have your alone time with your Maker. But I'm listening to Pastor Carter preach on the Dale Ratzlaff book, and he starts off talking about the investigative judgment, and which is the pre-Advent judgment, same thing, same exact thing. And to hear him use the Bible to totally just, it's almost embarrassing how he's able to use the words of Jesus, just discredit and just show how bad the theology is of the evangelicals today. When you have Jesus himself, because they think that the Antiochus Epiphanes is the fulfillment of Daniel, you know, the little horn that persecutes the church. So many of the reformers and the Seventh-day Adventists, we know who that is, what power that is. It's headquartered in Rome. But they want to say it was all fulfilled, the evangelicals of today, that it was all fulfilled. And it's funny because if you just read Jesus, if it was all fulfilled, you wouldn't have to worry about Daniel anymore, right? And yet here's Jesus in Mark and in Luke quoting from Daniel, saying, when you see these things happening, then know that, you know, the end is coming. That's the Christian era. That's the Christian age. Why would Jesus be telling us to be on guard? Why would he be referencing Daniel, the words of Daniel, about this power, this great apostate antichrist power, if it's already been done with? We wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. But people, and it all, you know what? It all gets back to the Sabbath. They have to figure out a way to get out of that 4th commandment, because the Protestants know there's no Bible support for Sunday, and the Catholics know there's no Bible support for Sunday. So the Protestants are in a real jam. So they have to show that power is not what every reformer and what we believe it is. And then, you know, all the theology just kind of takes off from there, the bad theology. No more 10 Commandments. It's bizarre to me. And then, of course, they attack the law. It's funny, they attack the law. We're not under law, but they're the first ones to cry about abortion and to cry about homosexuality. It's kind of like there's no law except for, well, there are still some laws God still has some laws. Well, does he or doesn't he? The Adventist Church is so consistent on both the Old and the New Testament, the commandments, the whole Bible. We don't pick and choose. And yet they pick and choose because they just can't get out of that Sabbath commandment. They're really stuck. And I think it's an end-time revelation. Isaiah says, a repair of the breach of the Sabbath. Because it's going to come into play. You can see it come into play now with climate change, the Pope. He's going after the 10 Commandments himself now. The climate change fanatics want a Sunday to save our common home, to save the planet. 1 day a week. Of course, it's going to be Sunday, of course. You won't be able to work. Stores will be closed. Now you get into everything the Revelation says, to neither buy or sell. And COVID is showing how quickly people turn on each other, turn neighbors in who haven't got the shot, rat on restaurants that aren't where people don't have masks, especially in California. it's really, John and Ken talk about how COVID has really revealed the nature of people, man. They turn on each other so fast, and things aren't even that bad yet. Just imagine when you've got people losing their homes, earthquakes, destruction, your money not worth anything. It makes so much sense now why they're going to go back to the church, because they want their prosperity back. They want their things back. They want the good times back. You take things from people and they get ugly real quick. And yet that remnant who keep the commandments of God are saying, man, this is good news, because that means Jesus is coming. We're looking for him. We're looking for his appearance. We don't even want these things that we don't idolize them. We don't worship them. We're not vested in them. If God blesses me with a new car, then he does. But it's not my object of worship. I want to go home. But anyway, listening to Pastor Carter just destroy Dale Ratzlaff with Jesus' own words, where he's warning us about the things that Daniel told us about. If it's already been fulfilled in Antiochus Epiphanes, then why would Jesus tell us to worry about it or to be on the lookout for those signs? Let the Bible interpret itself, and read it, study it. Otherwise, you're just gonna fall for it. You're gonna be right in there with the masses. In the end, most of the world is going to be with the church and the masses, and that's probably not the crowd you want to be in. There's a simple formula in the Bible, Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not, there's no light in them. That's God telling you that they better be teaching my commandments, not their commandments. Not to get saved, but as a standard of righteousness. And my holy Sabbath day ain't going anywhere. We're saved by grace alone, through faith alone. But a Christian saved by grace and faith will want to do his best to keep God's commandments, and they'd rather die than tell a lie, cheat on their wife, worship other gods, and willfully break the Sabbath. They literally would rather die, and the martyrs did die. People say, you're crazy. Yeah, I guess you don't know how many people died, right, when they went against the church. Millions burned at the stake because they wouldn't conform, they wouldn't budge. But most people don't care about history. They care about the Dodgers, the Cowboys, and LeBron, and their soul is lost. All right. Go home and get some watermelon. Bye.